Welcome back to a warm embrace, a soft place for the hard parts of being human. Today we're beginning a conversation about healing, not the kind that asks you to become someone completely different, but the kind that gently asks, what if some of the things you believe about yourself were never really yours? Because sometimes healing isn't about adding more to who we are. Sometimes it's about quietly putting something down. Sometimes the hardest part of healing isn't changing who you are. It's remembering who you were before you learned you weren't enough. When we think about what shapes us, we often think about experiences. But experiences rarely arrive alone. They leave behind beliefs. Sometimes they're beautiful. Sometimes they're heavy. Sometimes they become quiet assumptions that follow us for years without us ever questioning where they came from. Almost like seeds planted long ago that quietly grow into thoughts we now mistake for our own. Criticism has a curious way of lingering. Long after someone's words have disappeared, their voice can quietly continue inside us. You'll never be enough. Don't make mistakes. Don't be too emotional. Don't ask for too much. Eventually, we stop hearing their voice and start believing it's ours. The difficult part is that the voice often feels familiar, and familiar can easily be mistaken for truth. Sometimes we become people we never consciously chose to be. The helper, the achiever, the invisible one, the peacemaker, the person who never asks for anything. Not because those identities reflected who we truly were, but because at some point they helped us stay safe. Those versions of us deserve compassion. They were doing the best they could with the world they understood. But survival isn't the same as identity. Pain doesn't always leave obvious scars. Sometimes it leaves quiet conclusions. I'm too difficult. I'm too much. I need to earn love. I have to be perfect. The remarkable thing is that these beliefs often feel factual. Not because they are, because we've repeated them so many times. Sometimes the most healing question isn't, how do I change? But rather, who first taught me this? Healing rarely begins by replacing every thought overnight. It begins by noticing. This belief feels familiar, but is it actually mine? Awareness creates a small space between us and the story. And in that space, choice quietly begins. Not everything we've carried deserves to come with us. Some beliefs protected us. Some identities helped us survive. We don't need to resent them. We can thank them and gently recognize that they may no longer be needed. Just as trees don't cling to every leaf forever, perhaps we don't have to hold on to every belief forever either. Let's pause here for a moment. Is there a belief about yourself that feels deeply familiar, but perhaps didn't begin with you? And what might become possible if you allowed yourself to wonder whether that belief was never yours to carry in the first place? Our nervous systems naturally hold on to what once helped us stay safe, even if those beliefs no longer fit the life we're living now. That's why letting go can feel uncertain. Not because it's wrong, because your body is learning that safety can exist without the old story. Healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering the parts of yourself that existed before fear wrote over them. You don't have to carry every belief that helped you survive, especially if it no longer helps you live. Thank you for listening to A Warm Embrace. Take what lands, leave what doesn't, and be kind to yourself today. I'll see you next week.